Welcome back to Bravo Breaking News. So as we all know, Vanderpump Rules Season 11 is in full force. They have been spotted filming all over West Hollywood, and we've gotten quite a bit of leaked footage and photos so far. But we got some news about an altercation that allegedly happened between Tom and Lisa Vanderpump that could potentially have some serious ramifications for the future of the show and their businesses. So I am going to get into it all, as well as some other show updates. But before I dive in, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any Bravo breaking news. So, of course, we've seen the Vanderpump Rules crew rendezvousing around West Hollywood. We've seen them at SUR, but who we have not seen is Raquel. And there has been a lot of talk about her contract negotiations. People were also speculating whether she was really out of the mental health facility. But we got that confirmation that she, in fact, has come out. But what she has come out with is not only maybe a new outlook on life, but an exorbitant bill. TMZ reported that Raquel Leviss out of mental health facility, astronomical bill. Raquel Leviss has been out of the mental facility she called home for 2 months, and the bill is staggering. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ Raquel checked into the Meadows in Arizona, where she underwent intensive therapy for 2 months. As for the bill, our sources say $200,000. There were lots of folks who never believed she was ever in a mental health facility, but the reality for this reality star, she was. She's been out for a week and has been holed up in a friend's house and is uneasy about venturing out. One source who has spent time with her in the last week tells TMZ she is like a totally different person. So I know for a fact that these facilities can definitely be expensive. And it kind of makes sense seeing as all of the news we've heard about her negotiating her contract with Bravo. You know, there has been a lot of talk about her possibly asking for more money. I mean, she did kind of bring the drama last season, whether we like it or not. She brought the ratings and she basically created this Scandival storyline, of course, with Tom Sandoval. But she's coming out with this $200,000 bill and potential to maybe make more from the show. So I think it makes sense that she is coming out trying to negotiate. But we'll talk more about that in a second. The hefty bill isn't the only thing that Raquel came out of the facility with, because as her friend quoted, she came out a completely different person, and she is now requesting to be called by her birth name, and that is Rachel. Like, what? Once again, TMZ reported, Raquel Leviss back to birth name, call me Rachel. Raquel Leviss had an epiphany during her stay in a mental health facility. She is going back to her birth name, and the reason is deeply rooted in her therapy. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ the Vanderpump Rules star was very upset her haters in the wake of Scandival began calling her by her birth name Rachel. Although that's her government name, her friends and family began calling her Raquel at a very early age, and the name stuck. We're told she spent an enormous amount of time in therapy over the last few months, and her therapist explained to her. Her detractors had weaponized the name Rachel to hurt her. She came to realize with the help of the therapist that by taking the name back and embracing it, she neutralized the people who used it as a weapon. Now, I'm not sure that this strategy is going to work. I understand where the therapist is coming from, and if this is true, I have a feeling it's going to backfire because, yes, we all did start calling her Rachel, but now that she wants to be called Rachel, I don't think everybody's just going to keep calling her that. I think we're doing it to spite her. I think we're doing it to push her buttons, and I think we're doing it kind of because, you know, she deserves to be picked on a little bit. So I don't think that her stating that she now wants to go by Rachel is really going to sway anybody from calling her Raquel or, I don't know, maybe something worse. So now that Rachel is out of the mental health facility, it's time for her to negotiate her contract with Bravo. But we did get another headline from TMZ that makes it seem like maybe she might not have as much leverage as we thought. Raquel Leviss bound by Bravo contract for VPR season. The mystery of whether Raquel, now Rachel, Leviss has all the cards in her negotiations with Bravo is a mystery no more, because we've learned she's bound by an existing contract. Multiple sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ Bravo has a contract with Leviss which binds her to season 11 of Vanderpump Rules. Leviss's rep tells TMZ she has been under contract, she is just renegotiating possible terms. So this lines up, if you remember, we reported earlier this week that she already had a signed contract. So this definitely lines up with that she is already set to be on the show. But, if she's not physically appearing or is still, maybe fresh out of the mental health facility, I think Bravo is maybe giving her a little bit of time to come to and come back from all of it and kind of gear up for the season, which she's now using for negotiating time. So I don't know what her strategy is. I don't know what her tactics are. I don't know if she's going to get more money, because it honestly sounds like maybe she already signed something that agreed to a certain amount last season. But we will see how this all plays out. So switching gears from Raquel, or Rachel, she's not the only one having a hard time with Vanderpump Rules this season, because as we know, Tom Sandoval has been filming with the group and it doesn't seem like it's going too well. We saw a video of him earlier this week at SUR crying alone at a table while the rest of the group was sitting in another area of the restaurant altogether. Do I feel bad for Tom? No. Did he do this to himself? Yes. This was the night that we saw him and Ariana were actually filming together for the first time that we've seen. So I have a feeling that it had something to do with her or the other castmates kind of sticking up for her towards him. However, there is a blind that just came out on Dumois that could mean that this was something different. And that has to do with Tom Sandoval and the one and only Lisa Vanderpump. Dumois reported that so-and-so was at SUR, and I guess Sandoval and Lisa had to be separated by security the other night, and they were screaming at each other. He was screaming expletives, and she called him a liar and manipulator, and they made cameras go down while security intervened. So this might be a shock to some people, because we know on the reunion, Lisa Vanderpump kind of stood up for Tom a little bit. At least she was playing devil's advocate because nobody else was taking his side. She was kind of trying to see both sides and explain to the other side of the room, maybe how he was feeling or why he was reacting the way he was. So the fact that they are now butting heads and possibly getting into a not physical altercation, but a screaming match at each other to the point where security had to get involved is insane. And Tom, let's be real, do not come after Lisa Vanderpump. Lisa Vanderpump is the only reason you are famous at this point, dude. I mean, you own a restaurant together. Apparently, they sold their stake in Tom Tom, but it still has your name on it. And Lisa could take that away from you in a second. So the fact that he is going after Lisa, I don't think is going to bode well for the future of his status on the show and his status as a partner in Tom Tom. Lisa, let's be real, holds all of the power at this point. She holds all of the cards. She is an executive producer on Vanderpump Rules. And if you want to jeopardize your future on the show, the way to do that is go after Lisa. We saw what happened with Kristen Doty. Her and Kristen are still not on good terms to this day. So Tom, I would tread lightly if I were you. So what does this mean for his future on the show? What does this mean for the future of the business? I don't think him and Lisa fighting is a good look and a good sign for what's to come. But what I do know is that I can't wait to see it. Even though the cameras went down, we will be seeing the aftermath, people's reactions. I really, really hope. So it looks like season 11 is full of drama, and I cannot wait for more details to come out. So I will be here to cover them all. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any Bravo breaking news.